Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the G. Forbes Elliott Athletic Center. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks. We had the break there for Christmas. Couldn't get the words out, but happy to have you back. I mean, can you beat it? We got Think Pink weekend here at UNBSJ. Jim just decked out in pink gear, and the Seawolves wearing their pink alternative jerseys. You love to see it, man. These are awesome kits. UNBSJ Seawolves taking on the Crandall University Chargers. Your Seawolves this year, the women's team, man, they're one of the better teams in the nation. I think maybe they have one loss, possibly two. But I think they're nationally ranked, and if they're not at the top of the table and they're in the ACAA, they're in the top two spots there. Really, really good team, really fun team to watch, really well-rounded team. Very, very few positions that I think they're not really happy with the contributors that they have. So lots to look forward to in this one tonight. And the Chargers, on the other hand, Chargers are a bit of a younger team. They're relying on a couple of more veteran starters, but they have a very, very deep team. They got, I think, almost 20 players in the team, and I think most of them are in their first or second years. So lots to enjoy about this game. Starting lineups here. I don't think there's many new or unusual faces on the UNBSJ side. Let's see when we get the. When they get out there officially. Your powers are going to be Emily Robichaud and Dom Gendron. Your setter is going to be Amy Carey. Your middles look like they're going to be Sydney Flower and I apologize, she's a rookie. This is her number 4. Sasha Buchanan, that's right, first-year middle out of Bonnie River, New Brunswick. And your right side will be number 2. That's Kate McLeod. On the Chargers side, I'm a little bit less familiar with the lineup, so I'm not sure I'm going to rattle them off position group by position group. Back now to serve is number 12. That's Haley Lagasse. Or maybe Legacy. If anyone in the chat knows, let me know. I'll probably just pronounce it Legacy until I'm told differently, just in case it is Legacy and I say Lagasse like a punk. So Legacy to serve. Tough pass by Robichaud there. Oh, wow, just gets... Oh, it's up! Good chase down by Carey to go and get that one and give himself a chance. Credit to the Chargers by controlling the net and sending it back, but good job by Saad, number 8. She's their libero, Sophie Saad, in there making a play and getting it up. Right on cue, a great pass by Saad. Just going to get bumped over. Gendron sends up a ball. They're going to go backside here to Robichaud, who goes to Pound Town. Find some hardwood on that one. She usually swings out of the left side, but just during that rotation, when she starts on that right side, she's going to stay there for the swing. Robichaud back now to serve. Robichaud, one of the better servers in the league. She's got a really consistent spin serve. McLeod gets blocked there, and they run one out to Gendron. Oh, really nice swing there by number 6. That's Charlie Benoit. She's a third-year outside hitter from Saumarez, New Brunswick. Saumarez, could be French, I'm not sure. Saumarez, New Brunswick. So a nice swing there by Benoit. Now to serve is number 4. That's Amanda McBain. She's the setter. She's from Charlottetown, PE. That one gets called down. I'm going to give the point back to UNBSJ. So back now to serve goes Flower. Into the game comes Buchanan. And you're going to see some swapping back and forth between number 15 and number 8, wearing the white jerseys today on the UNBSJ side. That's Saad and Amy McKenzie. So UNBSJ is doing a 2 libero system. Typically what that means is that 1 libero will be coming in into the backcourt to play defensive points when they're serving. And then 1 libero will be coming into the game to play serve reception points when they'll be receiving the serve. Now, they're fairly similar skills, but there is a bit of a difference if you believe that one of your liberos is better specifically at the serve-receive skill, then you have the opportunity to do that kind of system. It's a bit of a modern thing. I think 10 years ago, you almost saw no teams doing this two libero system, and now it's gotten a little bit more popular. The libero position started as a substitute-free backcourt defender, typically for your middle, although technically it doesn't need to be for any specific position. The libero is allowed to come in and out of the game without using a substitution. And as of late, teams have decided that if it's substitutionless and there's no, it's kind of a bit of the Wild West in the rules and bringing them in and out, then you might as well just have two if you think that those skills are so different and you think that you have better matchups with one or the other. Oof. Another really nice swing there by Benoit. Similar to the last one, just kind of a one step into it. High, hard swing. Almost a down ball, but getting a lot of top spin on it and driving it to that back line. Really well done. Oh, that one just trickles over. Credit to Robichaud for getting it over. Man, and credit to McLeod for getting a swing on that. It would have been really easy to go and just try and tip that ball over, especially with how high and hard it was. But for her to go and get a swing on it, shows a lot of confidence in her game. Now, credit to the Chargers there, being able to dig that up and take that point back. Number 9, Laura Cook with a hard cross, rolls off the tape and into that sweet spot in the defense. Oof, nice hard swing there by Gendron. This one's just going to have to go over. Robichaud directing traffic. Bang! That's good offense. That's a great job by Carey and Buchanan there, making that work. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bomb squad. Right down the line there for Cook. So back now to serve is number 1. That's Hannah Druart. She's a Druart. She's a third-year player out of DE. Out of Felton DE. Felton DE. I'm not sure that I can tell you what is it. Oh, here we go. Suarez is in the Tricati region. Okay, there you go. Appreciate that, Luke. Hannah Druart is from Felton DE. What's can you think of a state that would be, the two letters would be DE? Delaware? Is that a state? Detroit's in Michigan. Oh, man, we don't know anything. Anyway, maybe she's from Denmark. Either way, long way from home for her after a nice swing. Oh, wow. I like the set there to Benoit out of the back. If you can have that option in your offense, it really keeps it can allow you to be more flexible with balls that aren't exactly in that perfect position to set. When you're pulled off the net a little bit, you can still have a good option that you trust. Unfortunately there, Benoit puts that one into the tape. Nice pass. Delaware, yes! Nice, okay. Okay, so, oh, and we get the pronunciation, Druart, perfect. Druart from Delaware. Appreciate that, chat. All right, back now to serve. Oh, there's a bit of a miscommunication there. Crandall thought they were back to serve. Woo! Darn. Number 7, Jolie. Alain. Fourth year outside hitter from Miramachi. Down the line. A couple real nice swings from both teams here to start the set. We could be in for a good one, folks. Oh, really nice pass by Saad. Go outside to your number 1 player there and just rip one. That's volleyball right there. Sophie Saad steps up, makes a perfect 3-ball pass. Setter Amy Carey steps into it and just places a nice one outside for Robichaud, who takes out the trash. Great one. So into the game comes Amy McKenzie. So McKenzie will be there. They're serving. You can just turn this. McKenzie will be there. Number 8, Sophie's Sad. Okay, perfect. Easy. Sophie Sad back into the game now. Out of the game comes Amy McKenzie, who will be there. Looks like their defensive libero, whereas Sad will be their serve receive libero. That was a really nice rep by McLeod. It can be very hard to find that ball over your head like that and have to wait for it and then get a good time on it. She gets a nice high, hard swing on that one and pushes it through the hands and takes the point. So credit to McLeod. McLeod didn't do much starting last year. She kind of came in sparingly when head coach Chambers, had some issues on the right side or he wanted to get some different looks. But this year she's really assumed that starting role on the right side and gives them a whole other option. Nice serve there by McBain. Oh, nice swing. Not easy to get a swing on that one. Pretty similar to the last one we were just talking about. And again, these guys are swinging. So funny. I was going to say this one's going to have to just go over because I was assuming that Gendron was just going to bump that. When it's coming over the back of you like that, that's probably the hardest swing you can have to try and find the ball. Unfortunately, Gendron goes to the swing, which I don't hate the decision, especially considering how good and reliable Gendron can be. Unfortunately, she just isn't able to execute on that one. Chargers follow that one up with some nice play at the net as UNBSJ isn't able to return it. So now we got a tie game here, 11-11. Nice pass by Gendron. Go back. Ooh, go back to her. What a dig! Oh, what a play! And she's fired up about it. Amy LeBlanc, fourth-year lib out of Scotland Island, Australia. Flying around back there. I've said it before, and for those of you that know me and have heard me do these broadcasts before, I really don't think there's much a volleyball team can do to pump themselves up like a big dig. It's like coming back from the dead. You had every reason to not be in that point, and then, for one player Sophia, not Sophie. It's so funny, man. I almost was going out of my way to say Sophie because I thought I had been saying Sophia, and the last time I was doing the call, I got corrected. So I thought I was going back the other way, but I guess I'm still doing it wrong. Appreciate the heads up there, Darren. Watching from Algonquin, Maine. Love this team. Heck yeah, we love that. Cool. Timeout called here. The Chargers rattled off 4 straight points now to be up 13-11 here in the first. Probably not a whole lot theoretically that you need to go over in this timeout here if you're head coach Colin Chambers. I think UNBSJ is playing well, but maybe there's just a little bit of sloppiness and not capitalizing on points that you probably could have capitalized on. I think the last one is a great example. The Chargers just kind of escape and bump it over, and UNBSJ is not able to put it away or, punish them for it, we'll say. So I'd be surprised if we see any major changes or decision-making, substitutions at any positions. I think it's just a deep breath type timeout, especially this early into the game. You want to look at who you have in the front court when you call these timeouts so you can try and make sure that you have a good chance to win your next point coming out of it. You got Gendron and McLeod front court. If you get a good passer, man, I'd go back to McLeod. Bang. McLeod right on cue. But LeBlanc with a big dig. That one gets tipped into the antenna, though, giving the point back to UNBSJ. So, all things considered, pretty good timeout there by head coach Colin Chambers. When you call timeouts as a head coach, is definitely a skill. I think it's kind of an underrated skill from, the general viewing public understanding when to do it and if to do it, things like that. And I think that Colin Chambers is one of the better ones at it. I don't really feel like you get into those situations where you feel like you've waited too long to call the timeout and the game kind of got away from you. And by the flip side, I don't think he ever really has the issues of calling them too early and kind of submitting something to the other team. Not to mention, I feel like he gets disproportionately lucky with calling timeouts and getting people to miss serves coming out of it, which is a free point for your team, and we always call that a coaching point. And I think it's something that head coach Colin Chambers is pretty darn good at. Chargers can't find the court on that one. It goes long at the back, giving the serve now to Sydney Flower as UNBSJ calls that timeout and then takes the next 4 points. to regain a 2-point lead of their own. And then a timeout called on the Crandall University side. So competitive first set here. Teams trading timeouts, trying to build momentum on either side. I got here a little late today, so I wonder if there's some things I probably should have said. Before the game, I was supposed to tell you that we would like to thank the 2024-2025 Seawolves season partners. That's Culligan NB, UNB Associated Alumni, Centaur Products Atlantic, Domino's Pizza. UNB students get 50% off online orders if they use the code 50STDNT. That's 50 student without any vowels, and it's all caps. 50STDNT. They don't check for student cards. They don't check for student cards, okay? I use this code all the time to get 50% off pizzas. If you live in the St. John area, you should be using this code anytime you get pizza. Custom General Contracting, that's custom with a K. And Booster Juice, the East Point location. Okay. Coming out of this timeout here, we got Flower now back to serve. Buchanan, Gendron, and McLeod at the net. That's a big lineup at the net. You got backhands, so you got a big, powerful front court right now. And right on cue, the block on Benoit. Another block. You love it when the team makes you sound smart for all the things that you say up here in the booth. I haven't seen a whole lot of middle runs from Crandall so far today. Right on cue. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Gendron probably needs to take a little bit off that. I know she wanted to be aggressive there, but the bump set from Flower was just a little bit too far off the net. And what that means is now Gendron's reaching back as opposed to keeping it in front of her, and it means the angle of attack is more up at it than down at it because it's in front of her, and that's what caused it to sail out the back there. McLeod now back to serve, nursing a 3-point lead. Ooh. Bit of a knuckleball on that one. Floats clean out the back. That's kind of the nature of the beast with float serves. The good thing about the float serve is kind of like a knuckleball in that, you know, you don't even really know how it's going to move and shift as it goes through the air, but sometimes that can be a bad thing, and you can get unlucky, and it'll just carry clean out the back as it did there. So, back now to serve, Mackenzie Young, first-year lib out of Burnaby, BC. Oh, we got a sub on the UNBSJ side as well. Amy Carey comes out of the game, as well as Kate McLeod, and into the game comes Haley Wilson, who's an awesome player. She played a lot of middle her first couple of years, and last 2 years, I think, transitioned to right side. That's 2 swings in a row by her that, honestly, I mean, the first one was blocked, second one wasn't, but really nice, high, hard approaches, getting it right in her wheelhouse. Good job, and especially for her first point on, getting those swings up. And number 5 also into the game, that's Ava Quigley. She's a second-year set out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Quigley's had moments where she started over Carey and over the last 2 years. Carey is obviously the more veteran player. But Quigley in her own right, man. Quigley sets a really nice game. I don't know if, obviously Colin Chambers has his preferences and reasons why Carey is the starter, and Carey is a great setter. There's no doubt about that. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that UNBSJ has to be happy with the setters both setters they have in the room. Quigley and Carey can both really run this offense and provide a good good performance at that setter position for this team. So, back now to serve. Number 9, that's Melora Cook. She's the 4th-year outside hitter from Hillsborough, New Brunswick. For UNBSJ, we have backhands, 3 swings. I would keep your eye on Robichaux here. Oop, bit of a tough pass. Yeah, so backhands, meaning your setter Quigley is in one of the 3 rotations behind the attack line at the moment. Now, she's not standing there just because of the way that you line up in volleyball. But being that she's backhands means that we have 3 swingers in the front court. Your power, your right side, and your middle. The one power in particular here is Robichaux, and I would expect this ball to be going to her, number 1 on the outside there. Ooh, Robichaux expected a touch call there. We got nothing from the down judge, Bedard, so that one's going to go out the back and point now to Crandall, who's back up 1. Couple good serves in a row here by Cook, who's put the defense in a tough spot. And another one. We haven't really been able to get very good passes the last couple of points, and turning the corner here at that 20-point mark, which is ever so important. The Chargers doing a good job of taking back the league. This has been a really back and forth first set. What do you want to see? So it's still Cook serving. We still got front hands, or still have back hands, 3 swings here for UNBSJ. Your swingers in the front court are Wilson, Buchanan, and Robichaux. I think if you get a good pass, you have to go to Robichaux here. She's probably the best offensive option, and she's probably your best player. I think if you get a good pass, that's where you want to go. Though I will say, if the pass is right there at 2.5, I don't mind the changeup going to Buchanan off the start, too. I think Buchanan is an awesome player, and despite the fact that UNBSJ doesn't run a ton of middle to start, so you maybe won't see her as much as an offensive option, I think that she's really, really effective. Now, her rotation here, well, it doesn't matter. That's one of those coaching points that we talked about earlier. I said it, Colin Chambers, man. For whatever reason, he does a good job of calling those timeouts when he knows that he can get someone to think about it too much and ice the kicker and get him to miss the next one. So UNBSJ steals a free point there, and Buchanan back to serve. Go back. Yep. Play at the net. Oh, we're playing volleyball. Yep. Oh, what a touch! LeBlanc. This one's just going to get bumped over. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. That's long. Ah. Yeah, oh yeah. Amy LeBlanc playing great back there. All right, LeBlanc out of the game, which means we got our middle back now to serve. That's Jolie Alain. Ooh. Back-to-back missed serves by Crandall, kind of keeping UNBSJ in this one. Just a 1-point game now as UNBSJ turns the corner at the 20-point mark. With with Wilson going back to serve, we're going to see that front court, back court switch again, meaning Wilson, who was a right side, is going to get subbed out for Carey, who's a setter, and Quigley, who was a setter, is going to get subbed in for McLeod, who is a right side. I know that's a little bit confusing, but the reason you do it is that you can keep your right sides and your right sides in the front court and your setters in the back court. That was an unbelievable block by Robichaux there. I'm pretty sure it was one-handed. And ties the game up 21-21. Could not have come at a bigger time. That's the kind of momentum-shifting stuff that your best players in your team can sometimes do. And you can see, that timeout call there by Crandall is a bit of a submission that this game's getting closer than they'd like. There's always a little bit of, slightly admitting defeat when you call a timeout. You're having to let the other team know, it's kind of getting away from us right now. We need to take a breath. And it's not a huge deal. Obviously you're afforded some timeouts to have them, to use them every game. But it is a little bit of a, gotcha, from the other team when you're able to get one of the other teams to use their timeouts. So good stuff right here from UNBSJ, who had been down a couple of points the last 5 or 6. Gets those missed serves coming out of the timeout. Goes on a couple runs of their own. A couple nice blocks, and now even 21-21 with 4 points to play. Let me bring up the standings for the games here today. ACAA. So these two teams, UNBSJ 9-1, Crandall 3-6. Dang. So two teams kind of headed in opposite directions. Oh, miscommunication there by Genrin and McKenzie. That was going to go kind of shanked out the back almost. And now 22-21 for Crandall. Crandall has lost 4 in a row. UNBSJ is on a 1-game win streak. UNBSJ is 9-1, and the team ahead of them is Mount Allison, who is 10-1. Mount Allison lost the first game of the season and has now won 10 straight. I think it's been touched twice. This might be 4. Flower getting a good rip on it on 2. Long at the back, and now UNBSJ up just 1. Nice swing by Robichaux. This one's just going to have to go over. Yeah, high roll shot. They're going to run their offense here. Out of the middle. That's a really nice block. Oh, that's kind of exactly what you want for a block out of the middle on defense. You don't need to block it and send it back. Just pop it up so you can play defense around it. After that first contact, it's almost basically like a free ball. And Crandall's able to run their offense, get a nice high, hard swing there from Cook, I believe, who drives that one to the back court and takes back the point. So 23-23. We are securely in one right now. Oh, so tough, man. It can be easy at home if you've never played before to watch people trying to play the ball off the net and go, oh, you know, that's so easy. I can't believe X and X would mess that up. But it is way more difficult than people realize. Oof. Dang. Great serve there by Flower to take the first set. Just snipes him in the chest. UNBSJ battles and takes that first one. Going to finish that first set 25-23. Could not be any closer. I think that these two teams have already played this year once, if not twice. Let me see if I can find what happened last game. These teams would have definitely met in the first half of the season. Let's see. Maybe not. Yeah, they did. UNBSJ won 3-1 the last time they played. That game happened on November 15th. So, folks, these two teams have been able to meet. Charlie Benoit led that game with 16 kills. And Kate McLeod led that game for the Seawolves with 17 kills. That's an awesome game from McLeod. I wonder if we'll see any changes from either side here. Man, the pink jerseys are awesome. Really awesome thing. I mean, I was a player here 6 or 7 years ago, and we were doing the Think Pink thing. So it's awesome that it's been going on this long. In case you're wondering, the Texans and the San Diego Chargers, or I suppose the Los Angeles Chargers, are playing a football game right now, and that score is 6-0 for your Chargers. Doesn't look like we've got any touchdowns yet in that game. I got the Chargers in that one. Not a whole lot of teams that I think want to play the Chargers right now. So on the UNBSJ side, looks like we got business as usual. And I don't think we got any changes on the... I don't think we have any changes on the Crandall side either. Looks like we got the usual suspects. Carey now back to serve. Nice serve. That's high, hard, and driven. Woo! Oh, what a dig by LeBlanc. Get there. Oh, that's so hard. Great swing by Robichaud to put the pressure on the defense, and credit to LeBlanc for not giving up on it. So Carey now back to serve again. Trying to go on a little run here to start the second. As soon as I say that, right into the tape. I apologize, universe. Number 12 now to serve. That's Haley Legacy. Oh, that's a lovely tip from Flower. Ooh. Ah. Amy McBain tries to return the favor with a tip of her own. Unfortunately, she just drops that one out of bounds. I think the idea was right, and I think if she executes just a little bit better and brings that tip a little bit inside, she's going to get the point there. But as it stands, just trickles out the back. Ooh, great job by Flower. I think head ref Matt Van Raalte thought about saying something about the playing of the tape, but I think he decides to let that one go, and I think it was a good call. I think it was just starting to penetrate. Nice pass. We're gonna get an outside swing here from Benoit. Oh, but Robichaud! Textbook dig there by Robichaud. In great position, catches it in her wheelhouse, and almost keeps that on their side to be able to run their offense again. Unfortunately, it just trickles over, and Flower isn't able to fight it. Carey going to chase this one down, give Gendron a chance. He puts a nice little down ball there on it. Benoit, man. Oh. Oh, I guess it went outside the antenna. It looks like Benoit knew it was, too. She's got a great high, hard serve, high, hard swing. When she gets it in her wheelhouse, I don't know if there's much the block can do. Nice serve there from Flower. Oh, wow, nice run. When you're pulled that far over as the setter, it's really hard to set your middle there. Credit to McBain there, getting their middle involved that far out of structure. And credit to Hannah Druart from Delaware for making a play on that one. Oh, yeah. What a swing, man. McLeod's all fired up about that one. Ooh. Nice little change up there from Benoit. Oof, that's tough. There was a call from the sideline that said out, and I don't know if that's true. And you can see that Robichaux kind of got caught thinking about it when she was trying to dig that one up. Oh, and a net call on the Chargers. Wow. Melora Cook drifts into the net on that one. I thought that came from the UNBSJ side. So back now to serve is Gendron. She's another really strong spin server. One of the reasons this UNBSJ team has had the successes they've had is, oh my goodness, shouldn't have said that. It's my bad. Commentator's curse. Sorry, Dom. One of the reasons this UNBSJ team has been as successful as they are is their powers, Dom Jenner and Em Robichaux, have two awesome, incredibly consistent spin serves. Like really, really makes it pretty easy for them to put the pressure on the defense. Oh, the change up. It's a great shot from Robichaux. I will say, if you've never watched them play before, this isn't the greatest example of Gendron's serving experience. She's had two of the worst misses I've probably ever seen her have. I think she has two today that didn't even reach the bottom tape of the net, and that is so uncharacteristic of her. She's one of the better servers in the league. I'd be surprised if, service aces per set, if she wasn't, top 2 or 3 in the entire league. Back now to serve is Buchanan. Nice float. And just clean takes the platform off Benoit there. And a timeout called by the Chargers. And head coach Vic Edel. Vic Edel, an awesome player in her own day, played for the UNB Fredericton Reds for a long time. Grew up in that Fredericton system. It's nice when you have a head coach. I can tell you as a player, it's nice when you have a head coach that can lead by example. Now, I think leading by example is overrated. Leading by example is doing what you're told to some extent, on and off the court. But that's more as a player. I mean, as a player, I think it's your job to try and lead by example, but also do your best to communicate to your team what the expectations are and do that kind of stuff. As a coach, you're obviously supposed to, communicate and explain very clearly your expectations and such. But there's something to be said about when you're asking a player to do something and you can step into the drill or step into the situation and show them exactly what it's supposed to look like, that it's a lot easier to learn from. It's almost kind of tough when, a coach is asking you to do something, and then if you ever see them trying to do it, they can't really do it themselves. It's a bit of a weird thing as a player, and that's definitely not something that any of these players will get with Vic Edel. Like anything that she's going to ask you to do, she can do and has done. And it's refreshing as a player, definitely. Oof. Wow, that's a great play, man. Robichaux basically has to just, split hop and go up and still gets a great high, hard cross-court swing to that open spot in the court. That's some high-level volleyballing. Darren Wilson, thanks for all the good commentating. Myself and Haley's grandparents, Bob and Gert, really like it. Appreciate everything you do. Well, I appreciate that, Darren. I was a player in this league for a long time and had some hit-and-miss commentary back in my day, and I always remembered how nice it was when my family and folks back home would comment and say that, we had good commentary for the game and things were nice to listen to and made it more enjoyable. And I'm happy to be able to contribute that in the years having graduated. So I'm glad you're liking it, and hopefully you stay and enjoy the boys game as well. That one, unfortunately, is going to go into the net. So now just a 6-point lead. Back to the line goes number 7. That's Jolie Alain, fourth-year outside hitter from Miramichi, New Brunswick. UNBSJ, 6-point lead at the moment. This one's probably just going to go back. Yep, McLeod from the back row. Dang, man, that's a volleyball play. Not trying to do anything flashy per se, or I guess it's hard to say that's not flashy. That's an awesome volleyball rep, but doesn't try and do anything more than it needs to be. Doesn't try and put way too much topspin on it. Doesn't try and drive it down. Gets good weight behind it, drives it to the back court, finds the open spot. It's good stuff. You know, the last 2 or 3 years, I'd say UNBSJ very much relied on getting the ball to Dom Gendron and Robichaux when they need a kill. The fact that McLeod in the last year or so has stepped into a very, very nice complementary third role here where she can do that for you. And, you know, there are sometimes, like the last time these two teams played, she can be, you know, your number one kill getter on the team. It really opens up options for this offense. Oof. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that was a touch. It looked like Crandall maybe thought so, but it looked like it was just off the tape. That's a really, I can't like, it's hard because it goes out of bounds and the execution value doesn't show how good it was, but that's a really, really nice set by Amanda McBain. McBain's got game, man, number 4. That's a tough one. Whoa! Flower. Hardwood. Flower fired up about that one, man. Protect this house. Anything coming over that tape, that's a no-fly zone. Carry back now to serve again. Nice pass. Oof, Benoit. Oh, Robichaux tries to go with the changeup. She changes that one up a little bit too much, though. Into the game comes number 1, Hannah Druart for the Crandall Chargers. She slightly sticks out like a sore thumb when she's out there. She's the only person on the Chargers not rocking all white shoes. She's rocking the all pinked out shoes. I wonder if that's a nod to the Think Pink night, because it looks like the rest of the team is pretty coordinated with their kits. Everyone else on the team got the white socks, the white knee pads, the white shoes, and you know, it looked good. But it's hard not to notice when Druart's out there because of the shoes. McBain with a push. Oh, and a good changeup by Benoit. That push was all right. It's tough. It takes a lot of strength to fire that ball across. And when it gets to Benoit, it's a little bit below the tape. And she has the option to try and, you know, drop her shoulder and down ball that and slap at it, which I think most people expect her to do. And instead, she goes with that changeup, tips her right over the block, and oh, it's a great call. Yeah, that one, the ball spinning that much is a smoking gun. And Benoit, you know, goes with the changeup, takes a little bit off of it, and drops it just before the defense and just over the block. A perfect tip. So, still a 5-point lead, but Crandall coming back a little bit right now. Oh, McLeod putting Benoit in a really tough spot there. Very, very rarely are you in the position that Benoit is in, you know, that front court defender position where you're doing anything more than basically digging up tips. For McLeod to cut that much to the side and make her play defense on the hit in that position is pretty good. Robichaux with a bomb, but eaten up by the Chargers. Oh, what a tip. What a tip, man. That's tough. It's something that Amy Carey actually does incredibly well, as well, is, you know, these two setters very, very rarely tip. But when they do, man, they make it worth it. That's the value of being of tipping sparingly, is when you do it, the teams aren't prepared for it, and obviously that was the case there. And then another really nice block by the Chargers now. Just a 4-point game, slowly chipping away at this lead, and they're going to be able to run their offense here. Out of the middle. Oof. This one's just going to have to go over. Oh, my gosh, we're going to get a swing on it. Yeah, I don't know. Again, you never, ever want to coach out the aggressiveness from your swingers. As much as that's a very tough play, you know, I could hear the argument that it's probably the right play. You do want your player to be able to step in and make that play. It's just so tough. Maybe if the game was closer or if this was like playoffs or something, you may say, hey, we need you to hit that in a way where you can live to fight another day. But those reps are important, and getting that practice is going to mean, you know, that number 7, Jolie Alain, will be better at that going forward. But it goes out the back. We actually had a very similar play there by Robichaux on that point, just because it is tough execution value. Back now to serve for your Chargers is number 10, That's Cassandra Roy. Looks like maybe she got subbed in for Benoit. Woo! Big swing down the line by Gendron. Oh, looks like we're getting that that double sub. So McLeod and Carey go out. Wilson and Quigley come in. You really only do this for two reasons. One, if you're trying to make sure that you always have a good presence at the net, make it so your setter never gets front court. You're always having three hitters. You're always having three, big blockers. That's the main reason. And the second reason you do it is only if you really have faith in both combinations of setter right side. And, we've seen now Colin Chambers do almost this exact switch a couple of times for about 2 years now. So obviously he does have faith in both those combinations. And when you're in a game like this, and you have a little bit of a lead, and you want to make sure that this other team isn't able to come back, you're doing what you can to pull out all the stops, and I think that's one of them. Back now to serve, number 18, Mackenzie Young. Ooh, Sad tries to pass that one, but drives it to the pin. Ooh, what a block by Wilson. And that's exactly what you do it for. That's why you make that sub and make sure that you keep having your offensive right side player at the net versus, letting your setter go up there and maybe slightly get exposed against some of those hitters. Steal yourself some points. And the only other reason you do it is because you can trust, your backup setter Quigley to step in and have a ball coming over her outside shoulder and turn and fire that ball on a line out to Robichaux and power and get it in her wheelhouse. That is an awesome set. And credit to Robichaux for rewarding her with that awesome shot down the line. Dude. I wish I'd never said anything about Gendron's serve. I promise she's genuinely one of the more consistent and effective servers in this league, but she's had a very bad day serving. Let's go to the stats here. We go to statistical leaders in the ACAA. Service aces per set, there is nobody in the league even 10% closer to Dom Gendron. Truly gets the most aces in the ACAA. So a bit of a funny off day for her. This isn't what you typically expect from her. Great swing there by Robichaux, who's just, it's slightly business as usual for her, but she's just having a great day. Ooh. Oh. Just out. That was out by a Big Mac. Now a 7-point lead. Timeout called here by the Chargers. As everything is coming up UNBSJ right now. Take another moment here to thank the. Actually, we'll take a moment to say, I said this already, but the Student Athletic Advisory Committee has put together this Think Pink weekend, as they do each and every year. I think this is something that we started at least since I've been here. So maybe here we go. This initiative started in 2016 and has been a successful event ever since, and that's definitely true. The Think Pink event, we always get some awesome sponsors and some awesome, pop-up shops and games and little stands going on out here, and as well as it just feels like the gym is always a little bit more full for these Think Pink games. So that's certainly the case. And there's also, apparently, they have several other initiatives planned for this weekend to raise funds and awareness, obviously, for breast cancer research. So, we appreciate the Student Athletic Committee for all they've done with it, and it's obviously an awesome cause. And, hopefully we'll be able to do what we can to contribute to a very important cause this year. Coming out of that timeout, we got Buchanan back to serve. At the net for Crandall. We have Alain. We have number 13 now into the game. Right on cue, man. That's Brianna Rancourt, third-year middle hitter from New Dominion. PEI. She's a tall glass water on that one. Barely got off the ground for that hit. Brianna ran court 6 foot even. You betcha. Nice pass there by Sad. Oof. Yo. That's a nice set to go over the back like that. Unfortunately, Robichaud wasn't able to find the court on that one. She's so darn close. Atlanta now back to serve. Ooh. Lots to like about that point. That ball is driven from Robichaud to the setter. Not a whole lot of arc on that. It was almost like a chest pass. And then a good job there by Quigley. Just quickly popped that one up to Flower, who makes the most out of it and tips that to the open spot. It would have hit the ground and got a kill for her had it not been for the net error, but unfortunately the Chargers touched the net as well. Wow, man. That's verging on an impossible shot from Roy, who pulls that one from the depths. Pulls that one all the way from the shadow realm on the outside of the left side of the court there. Cuts it all the way across to, like, 1 foot in the sideline on the right side. Robichaud basically in perfect position to play defense. Followed it the whole way and just could not believe that that one was going to go in. Nice pass by Gunnerin. Ooh. Popped up. Oh, they're going to go outside again. Wilson just going to tip it over. Roy with a nice swing. Is that Roy? No, it's 19. Apologies. Popped up by 19. I got to get a name here. Mia Doucette. The changeup. Yep, and nobody's home. A couple really nice contacts there in that game by Doucette. Doucette, the left-handed. Surprised we haven't seen more of her. It's really valuable to have a left-handed player, especially if they're going to be playing right side for you. But I think that we've only seen her come into the game shortly ago. So 1 point separating UNBSJ from starting this game 2-0, and probably their best server to date. I got to stop doing it, man. Both of these servers that I have been putting this hex on are 2 of the top 5 ace getters in the league. And not even really just because they live and die by hitting it hard. They're really consistent. So I gotta figure out something going. Oh my goodness, LeBlanc trying her best to keep this team alive. Look at her, man. Having a player like LeBlanc is so awesome. They just lose that game, and she is so high spirits, right into the huddle, talking to her players, trying to keep the momentum up, never giving up on the points, even though it looked like maybe the set was already over. That's the kind of player you want on your team, man, I tell you. Would like to take another opportunity here in between the second and third to thank the 2024-2025 UNBSJ season partners. Those partners are Culligan, New Brunswick, UNB Associated Alumni, Centaur Products Atlantic, Domino's Pizza. UNBSJ students get 50% off offline orders with the code 50STDNT. That's 50 student without any vowels. 50 STDNT. They don't check student cards. They won't get. They're not going to check if you have a student card or not. Anybody can do it. Anybody can use that code. It gets you 50% off all Domino's pizzas ordered online forever. I mean, it's just crazy now. I've been getting 50% off pizzas since I graduated. I'm never paying full price for a Domino's pizza again. Okay? 50 STDNT. No spaces. 50 is the numbers. Also, Custom General Contracting. Custom with a K. And Booster Juice. East Point location. Nothing like a good Booster Juice, man. So, a quick 2-0 to start for your UNBSJ Seawolves. Kind of what you'd expect. I think going into this game, they probably would have been the heavy favorite for sure. But good for them, taking care of business. This is it's always a fun time. It's a big game at UNBSJ when you do these Think Pink games, and It's nice for them to, when they got this many people in the gym to show up and perform like they're expected to. For those wondering, the Texans-Chargers game is still 6-0, basically heading into the half. It looks like the Texans will probably put some points on the board now, either steal that lead back 7-6 or put a field goal on the board. Not the most incredibly entertaining first game to start. So now in the game, it looks like we've got some changes. Head coach Vic Edel going to look at some different faces here. Back now to serve is Roy. Ooh, that one was going out, but gets handled by UNBSJ. Man, McLeod has game. There's no way around it. Kate McLeod has got game. Gendron now back to serve. Into the front court goes M. Robichaux. At the net, you got Flower, you got Robichaux, you got McLeod. This is probably your best front court on the team. If you were going to go on a run, especially with Gendron back there serving, now would be the time. Out of the game comes LeBlanc. Into the game comes number 13. That's Brianna Rancourt. And serving is number 1, Hannah Duart. Oh, that gets popped over. Seals have to run their offense here. Go back. Yep. McLeod with a nice shot, but dug up by Roy. Nice tip, eating up. Carey stepping in, going back to her number 1 option there. Sorry, not Doucette. Robichaux. Looks like we have some confusion as far as rotation and substitutions here. We have Buchanan coming out of the game. And into the game comes, I gotta get a number here. Oof. That one goes along with the back. Into the game comes number 16, Helena Buzingu. First year middle out of St. John, New Brunswick. 6'2". You're 6'2", man. You're always going to get a lot of opportunities in a volleyball court. You know, can't teach height, and if you can get if Buzingu can build up some skill and start to operate within this offense, she could be a great piece for this UNBSJ team. That one's just going to get over bump. It's just got to go over. Wow, it's a great tip. Oh, unfortunate that one goes into the net. Buzingu not able to capitalize on that one. I like Carey going to the new player here early. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on that one. Man, couple nice serves from Doucette there. Woo! Nice big, hard swing there from number 7. That's Alain. As that one goes off the... Oh, I thought it was off the hands and out of bounds, but it looks like communication from the first and second official there decided that one went off the tape. Ended up out of bounds, meaning that point's going to go to the Seawolves. Now 4-4. McLeod now to serve. Great pass. Oh, what a set. Oh, man, what a dig. This isn't volleyball. Oh, Alana tries her best to cover ground from the power position to get a dig on that one. Unfortunately, she's not able to dig up the tip from Robichaud. Hit him with the changeup and takes that point and takes the lead now. 5-4. Whew. Yeah, McLeod sends that one sailing. We mentioned it earlier. That's tough with the float serves. You almost want to give float servers a little bit of grace when they miss their serve, because sometimes, you know, you did everything right and it just operates differently that time. Alain now back to serve. At the net we have Bazingu, Carey, and Robichaud. Carey lets out a little sigh as that one goes out, which means I think she probably had a play call that she really liked and was excited to run. You know, maybe it's that step to Bazingu. Buzingu. If anyone knows specifically how it's pronounced, let me know. Or maybe she was going outside to Robichaud, but either way, that serve goes out the back and gives the point to UNBSJ. Ooh, some good net control there by UNBSJ. Don Dendron sends it back, and then Buzingu and Carey build a wall on that next one. So Robichaud back now to serve again. Wow, she was really close to that back line. I'm talking centimeters. Nice pass. Run the one. Genrin milliseconds early on that one, and instead of getting clean on top of that ball and being able to drive that one into the court, she catches it more near the equator. And that little difference is going to be the difference between a nice high swing with topspin and one that gets driven out the back like we just saw. Man, Robichaud. Another nice pass. She might not tell you it was as nice as it looked up here, but, you know, put it in the center's wheelhouse and probably gave her some options of where she wanted to go with it. But Carey gets a little tricksy on that one. Tips it to the back court and takes the point back for UNBSJ, who now holds an 8-6 lead. Oh, Bazingu with a nice serve. Yeah, that's, you know, 2 feet in, 2 feet more to the left. That's a really, really tough serve. Dropping just over the tape and short is tough. Unfortunately, it just kind of careens out to the right and falls out of bounds. Whew. Some good play at the net here. Both these teams grinding. Great job by Robichaud popping up an easy ball. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a touch by LeBlanc. Got to go outside here, right? Yep. Wow. And then a great job by Carey directing traffic there. It goes middle. And then when they get a second nice pass, everybody's pulled over there because they have the middle doing that step around. And she sets that power ball probably 2 or 3 feet inside of typically where I think you'd expect it to be. But that's actually good as a setter there because it brings your hitter into the space where there's actually less blockers. Oof. That's tough. Hannah Druart, you know, maybe she could have got low and tried to pop that up with her hands. Even she's having a bit of a laugh about it, tries to kick at that one. But a good serve by Carey catches LeBlanc off the platform and into her own noggin. Ooh, and a missed serve by Carey. Nice pass by Genrin. Oh, Carey slightly tries to do a little too much there, and she says it. She taps her chest and says, my bad on that one. She's trying to do what she can to get a high ball to the outside there so that McLeod has something she can work with. But you almost overcooked the cookies a little bit there. You did a little bit too much, and it gets a little bit too tight to the tape, and McLeod isn't able to do anything with it. Luckily for the Seawolves, they catch a break, as that one's going to find the tape for the Dragons and extend that lead back to 2. Now 11-9 for your Seawolves. Already up 2-0 in the game. Genrin now back to serve. That's more like what we expect from her as a server. Oh my goodness, Robichaux. What a touch. Yeah. And what a nice set, man. LeBlanc with a nice set, too. That's up. Wow, this is a rally. Rally alert. Oh. And Emma Visser. Haven't been playing a whole lot of points so far this game. Comes in and gets a big block, sends McLeod back. I think she actually packed her with it. To take the point there for your Chargers. That's nice playing. Ooh, nice serve there, but handled well by the. Ooh, that's a tough one. Wow, Robichaux. A funny little tip there that, I don't know, kind of almost fried the circuits there for the Chargers. They weren't sure what was going on and let that one fall. Visser with a nice pass. The give and go. Back to Visser. Set distribution is awesome right now. Genrin with some nice strong hands. Oh! I can't tell you how much I love that shot from Robichaux. That shot was all hand, no arm. And people that have played volleyball will know what I mean by the difference of that. It's like you're just kind of slapping at it. Like it already has enough momentum to go in where it's supposed to go. It has the spin that you needed already. You just kind of got to like direct it. And Robichaux does exactly that. If she hits it a little harder there, it's going to catch the Chargers in their platform along the backcourt. And instead, she wants it to land in front of them, so they have to move for it. It's a great swing. And then she Robichaux and Bazingu, it looks like, combined for an awesome block there as well. So 2 really nice points coming out of that timeout. Make it 3 after that ace. And everything now coming up UNBSJ. 5-point lead now as head coach Victoria Edel takes a timeout. Give her team a little bit of break here. It's got to happen now. You're already down 2-0. There's not a whole lot of room left for error. And down this much in the third, you got to, I think this is a good timeout call to try and get everybody aligned here. Looks like head coach Colin Chambers has some decision-making stuff that he's talking through with his court captain, Emily Robichaux. I wonder if that's more of like a location that he wants the ball to go when she's hitting. Maybe where he's expecting or wants UNBSJ to be serving in those situations. Hard to say, but you always like to see that the head coach is taking notes as the game goes on and can effectively communicate that to his team when he gets a chance. Sometimes it's hard to see the forest from the trees as a player. When you're on the court, you could be, maybe falling victim to the same thing a couple of times or not noticing some things that may give you guys an advantage. And, that's one of the reasons why, you have to have a coach. But two, one of the really nice things about a coach is, they're out there and can see some of the things, from the outside looking in that you might not be able to see. Pretty quick timeout. So back to serve Flower. That's an awesome serve, but a great pass. Oh my goodness. I can't say enough about how much I think Amanda McBain has awesome game. It's a shame that she's a fifth year. That likely means that this will be the last time, this season will be the last time we'll see her suiting up for your Chargers, but she's a really talented setter. Genrin kind of wishing that one out of bounds, ducks, and it still finds the back line over her. That was another one. That's an interesting serve. It's kind of like a pop serve. It doesn't have a whole lot of heat coming horizontally, but it takes enough space in the air vertically where it looked like it can be going out of bounds and still drop in. That's 2 in a row that I think would have been true. That one's definitely not, unfortunately. You know what they say, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. So a couple really nice deep serves that walked the line for Doucette. Gets him some points, and Tries her best there, and the last one to do the same. Unfortunately, that one carries out of bounds. What a pass. I haven't done a lot of talking about it since she's come to the game. That's Paige Holbein. She's the third-year player from Chestermere, Alberta. She's been in the game this set and playing the libero position and has done a great job. What a touch, right on cue. Paige Holbein with a great dig. A nice pokey there by, oh! A nice pokey there by Robichaud to pop that one up, and a good idea by Carey to go back to McLeod there. She's a backcourt hitter, so she's not allowed to step over the line. But gets a nice high-driven shot there to the backcourt for the winner. Another timeout called here by head coach Vic Edel. UNBSJ. Apologize. UNBSJ now with their lead back up to 5, 18 to 13 here in the third. For those that are just tuning in, your UNBSJ Seawolves won the first set 25-23, and I believe they won the second set 25-21, something along those lines. Either way, your UNBSJ Seawolves are up 2-0 with a comfortable lead here in this third. Lots of nice performances by most of the Seawolves across the board today. You know, it's I think that's kind of been the story of the UNBSJ Seawolves season. I don't know if you know, the reason that they've had the success that they've had to this point, I think, has been because they really don't have any weaknesses on this roster. On any given moment, I think if you need to rely on someone on the court for UNBSJ when they're going with their full starters. I think they have a lot of faith in the people they're able to put out there in their starting six. You know, it's not as much like a lot of other sports where, you know, you have your starters, but you'll see a lot of switching through the lineups. Volleyball, man, if you have a starting 6 or 7 or 8, even now, depending on how many liberos you use, that you're confident with, it's very, very rare that you'll see different faces out there. And I think that the starting 6, call it 8 with the liberos, that UNBSJ can put out this year is, you know, as good as any other in this league, I think, right now. Just flipped over there by McBain. Go to your middle. Yeah. Bang! Zingu! She's fired up about it. I love that. That's, you know, I've been calling these games so far this year, and that's got to be the first time I've seen Bazingu in the game. Was this set, and I would say that's probably the first kill I've seen from her. I'm not sure if it's her first of the year, but congrats to her. That was a great run. Guess we're just going to get run over here. Genrin chases it down. Got to go power here. Yeah. Robichaud, man. They're having fun out there. This is good volleyball to watch. McLeod with another nice serve. McBain running the one. Yeah, that's tough, I think. Nice serve by McLeod. She's going on a run now. This one doesn't get chased down. It's just going to get bumped over. Siebel's going to run their offense. Give me Bazinga. Oh. Tipped. Oh, and goes over McLeod. McLeod looking disappointed in herself. I think she probably thought she could have touched that one too, but that, you know, it's tough. You try and get pulled up to deal with the tip, and instead you're dealing with the deep tip, and you find yourself caught out of position. Slightly annoying. Ooh. And a bit of a tough one there as that one sails out the back. Robichaud with the serve. Yeah, UNBSJ is just serving a lot better than the Chargers so far this game. What a touch by Quigley. Unfortunately, that one goes. So we got the setter in the right side switch. We mentioned it a couple of times, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about what that means or why that means. But into the game is number 5, Ava Quigley, setting. And into the game is also number 12, Haley Wilson, hitting out of the right side. We got 3 front court hitters right here. Give me Bazingu if you got to get past. This one pulled off. You're probably going to have to go to Wilson. But that's no problem. Wilson, you know, I think she's probably 6 foot, if not maybe like 5'11", 5'10", okay, only. Wow. She feels like she plays bigger than that. Maybe that's because she played middle in the past, so you know, I just kind of imagine those middles being bigger. But dang, she's got a really nice approach and does a really great job finding the ball in space above her. Has some really natural outside hitter ability. Yeah, no touch call, and a good job by the refs noticing it. That's going to be your 4-touch call, meaning your UNBSJ Seawolves take this one 25-15. A clean 3-0 and a handshake for you, UNBSJ Seawolves, who now extend their season record to 10-1. By far the best start to a season for head coach Colin Chambers, who's doing something special here this year, man. This is awesome. It's fun to watch these guys each and every week getting better. Thank you for joining us. My name is Luke O'Grady, and you've been watching UNBSJ Volleyball on the UNBSJ Seawolves YouTube channel. Follow them at UNBSJ Seawolves on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, at UNBSJ Seawolves. And stay tuned. In about, actually, it might be an hour now. Oh, no, it's only 40 minutes. In about 40 minutes, we're going to be kicking off with the men's game. The same teams on both sides, your men's UNBSJ team and your men's Crandall's team, will be kicking off for the 8 p.m. game. Despite the fact that there's playoff football on, it's like nobody knew this was going to happen. Anyway, I digress. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.